My parents were both from Latvia, and when the communists were coming in, they were fleeing, and it was only, you know, we'll just go this far and we'll just go this far, and took nothing with them, basically absolutely nothing, and ended up going to Germany, and we lived in a displaced persons camp. I was born in 1950, and then we came over when I was 6 months old. So I had never been to Latvia. Latvia was always kind of this promised land. And at the time, I never imagined that it would ever be free, but it was definitely very much a part of my life.
Kā jūs ziniet, Latvija bija okupēta 50 gadus. Un 90. gados sabrūkot Padomju Savienībai, Latvija gāja savu neatkarības ceļu. Tika veidot ekonomika, tika veidots iestādes, organizācijas, tai skaitā bija jāsāk domāt par Latvijas militāro drošību arī.
We had to make a decision which way to go, to be more West or more East. We always felt, and we are part of Western culture, cultural-wise, language-wise, and so on. And then we decided to go to West and join all Western economical and security organizations, namely European Union and NATO. When we regained independence, early fall 1991, we started from the scratch. When I'm saying scratch, I mean scratch, no single Kalashnikov rifle, nothing. Just will and determination to be independent and to be able to defend our independence. It's how we started. Because we were open to our friends, open to innovations, open to new system, new structure, open, the most important, to Western kind of military system. So it's why our first contacts, our first exercise, our first relationship on active kind of part with Michigan National Guard played so important role.
Un iznāca tā, ka Latvijā jau pirms atmodas sāka uz nacionālā pamata veidoties zemesardzes vienības. Bet kā to darīt? Negāja runa par raķešu iegādēm, par lidmašīnu iegādēm, par milzīgām ieroču iegādēm. Bija runa par to, kā praktiski iemācīties veidot savu aizsardzību. Tas bija tāds smags emocionāls laiks. It kā padomju vara vēl bija, bet te pašā laikā tauta jau cēlās kājās. Tāpēc, ka mēs sapratām, ka mums ir liels atbalsts un ka mums ir ticība. Jo Amerikas ģenerālis Latvijā. Varbūt, ka Stamps bija liels Latvijas patriots, ka viņam likās, ka Latvija ir tā vieta, kurai ir nākotne un kurai ir vajadzīga rietumu demokrātijai.
They put a notice out that they were looking for partner states for Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia. Well, I had some connections with Latvia. My executive assistant, Nazi Mason, spoke Latvian. One of my best friends was also, and his wife were both born in Latvia. So I had an awareness of Latvia.
When the partnership program first came up, I think it was General Taylor. I remember him saying that, you know, they were talking about a country, and or I think he actually mispronounced it, and I said, well, is it Latvia? Could it be Latvia? And I really didn't think it could. And it was, in fact. And then General Stump just took such an active role in trying to get that country for us, for Michigan. And it was amazing.
They were starting from ground zero. They didn't have the Zemazar, their National Guard didn't have uniforms, they didn't have weapons. They had some facilities, and they were really anxious to learn and to become part of the Western society. When General Conaway went over there to visit them, he said, listen, why don't we set up a state partnership program with our National Guard, citizen soldiers. It ended up being a perfect fit. As we found out later, it makes it even better because of long-term relationships. We were able to partner with these countries and bring them along, help them with their democracy, and make sure that they're free countries and that they can stand up on their own. So we went in to just show them how the National Guard worked, how the U.S. military worked, how we were organized, how our command and control worked. If you're organized under the Russian system, you could probably never get into NATO because you wouldn't have the organization that's required to do that. But then a lot of it is to show leadership, that you've got an organization which can defend themselves and have leaders in there, have some equipment that you can do something in your own personal defense.
When I became the Adjutant General, it was about a year prior to them becoming NATO members. And what that really signaled was that they were absolutely headed in the right direction in terms of how they were organizing, equipping, and training their soldiers. So as they joined NATO, I think that just gave them a real sense of accomplishment. Certainly gave them a greater sense of security as they sit right on the Russian border. There were a lot of people that were helping, but nobody could do it for the Latvians. The Latvians absolutely had to do it for themselves. And I think that's why they took great pride in it. They were, they were pretty teachable. And they learned a lot in the process, but they had to do all the heavy lifting. We were all there to assist. As I took over the partnership when I became the Adjutant General, it was clear that the Latvians were making a lot of progress, as we've discussed. You know, they had become part of NATO, they were part of the European Union, and I thought we'd gotten to a point where it's probably time to move on from classroom-type training environment to some operational kinds of things. As the global war on terror progressed, our president certainly wanted more NATO participation. So NATO actually wanted to get some of its member states to participate and for operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. At some point, the Latvian Chief of Defense was asked if they would send operational mentoring liaison teams to Afghanistan. Isn't that amazing? Here's Latvia, who not so long ago joined NATO and now is going and doing operational mentoring.
It was the operational liaison and mentor team, which was a team actually built for one contact or one battalion, where we were mentoring actually the leading positions within this battalion and trying to teach them and teaching, of course, as well, how to fight. It was not only American fight, it was fight of the NATO, which was there. And we were partners already before, and we were partners there as well. The years 2008, when we were coming together and with one joint team going to Afghanistan to teach somebody for the fighting. Oh, it was first time when we were actually in such really war situations where troops are getting in contact 3 times a day. And we brought with us back to our country actually a lot of lessons learned. It was so interesting because we started actually with some joint training already in the beginning of the OMLT for the half a year here in Latvia.
And so we met those guys early when this thing kicked off, and right away we got along. I mean, they were great guys. They're very unassuming. They're all built like trucks. They can all drink like fish. And they are phenomenal soldiers, and they were the best soldiers I've worked with in any army anywhere. They were extremely professional and very, very proficient, very good at what they did. On Omelette 1, because we built the model, we had a lot of freedom to put this thing together, right? And so what happened was we were getting some of their folks JTAC qualified.
So the Joint Terminal Attack Controller, his job is to integrate air power with the ground power. So they are the nexus for combined fires. So indirect artillery, direct fire from the Army, plus also the indirect fire and direct fire from the aircraft. The state and Latvia had decided to do the combined omelettes, right, the mentoring liaison team. So they had sent a group over looking at some specific skill sets that they wanted out of the Michigan Guard for those augmentees. That's when we kind of started walking through an idea that was a capability that was highly required for the omelettes and how we operated in Afghanistan to bring in close air support to those teams that were out separated from large ground units. We kind of thought that through, that would be a very good capability not only for the omelette and the deployment, but something for Latvia to develop organically within their country. You know, these guys really do lead from the front and have become such an integral part of the overall Latvian military's ability to fight in a coalition environment. When you see that level of effort, it can't help but instill in you some motivation for yourself to do better, but at the same time motivate you to do everything within your power to assist these individuals to get as good as they can be. And always overhanging that is the remembrance of Valdemars and what he did, and you know, with a few weeks of training.
So Valdemars was the best soldier I'd met in any army anywhere. He was just amazing. He was just an amazing guy, and he was a field soldier. His field craft, his knowledge of tactics. I mean, he was what a recce guy's supposed to be. But he was extremely humble, and I learned a ton from him. I mean, I learned more from Volja than probably just about anybody in my career. So Andre, we called the Wolf. Andre was very, very quiet and very, very humble, but he was a phenomenal sniper. And in fact, there's a lot of stuff that he taught me that when I became a sniper, you know, I kept those lessons. Andre was just a really genuinely good man. On May 1st, 2009, it looked like everybody in the world was shooting at that little place. There was just tracers pouring in from 7 or 8 different support by fire positions. There were recoilless rockets, just one after the other, hammering into our hooch specifically. So 4 of those boys and a medic and 2 LVI folks tried to hold off probably a company plus size element.
The place where it happens from 1st of May was under my responsibility. And simultaneously we were both on the same place in the same OP. It was the Latvians and it was the Americans. And I lost my Latvian soldiers in the same way how I lost my American soldiers.
I had the privilege of going to Latvia and attending their funerals and to pay our respect and express our condolences to their families. But it reminded all of us just how important our partnership was, and the fact that both countries have been asked to spill the blood of their soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it certainly created a stronger bond, I think, between our countries and between our 2 military organizations.
This friendship is tested not in Latvian as well, and together we got very sad events because we lost our soldiers in this very hard operation. It's mean we are connected through the blood, and this is most powerful friendship in the world. I'm very happy because I was born in Latvia. I'm very happy because I am in this time when we are developing, after regaining our independence, developing our military capability. But I'm most excited because we have the very good, nice friend, Michigan National Guards, in totally Michigan state.
There are preconditions for friendship, because you know each other for I don't know, 10 years, 15 years in my case. I still remember friends since the very beginning for the last 25 years. This is the kind of the biggest advantage of the right management, friendship. But friendship and management so tied up, then it's difficult to distinguish even which one is the first one. So it makes our business very easy. We know each other, we know systems, we know exactly what we need. There have been situations when, hey, Raymond, what do you think about this capability? So, thank you. He knew it. It means he knew that we need this. He's familiar with our system, and this is, I would say, it's the ultimate level of cooperation. You cannot be closer as a friends, as a military partners, as a managers, as a commanding officer of the system. We know each other personally, we know each other professionally, and we know each other's systems. We know each other's defense and capabilities, and so on.
The strategic implications of the program are huge, and we can never let our foot off the accelerator. We do three things. We fight our nation's wars, we defend our homeland, we build global partnerships, and those global partnerships are important. This is a mission. In our world, as it is in Latvia, it is all about building readiness, and that's the conversation. And how do we help Latvia continue to enhance their capability and build combat power?
Situation in last 2 years in our region is a challenge, unbelievable. We are facing with our unpredictable neighbors who is very close to us. For us, need in very short period build up our armed forces. Question is, how you protect Latvia? Answer, like Latvia. It's a main, I think, idea of like organization like NATO is allies. And if you have friends and allies, you are much stronger. And of course, everyone knows chain is strong is each of links, and you helps strengthen this each of links.
Thanks for really helping us to develop our capabilities, to be appreciated by our NATO friends. And I believe you saved many, many lives in international operations because our soldiers were trained by Michigan National Guard. And the most important from you, what you did is, we could call it create, develop, and sustain. But you have the full set from the very beginning, from the scratch, up to capability, and then sustain this capability, like JETA, for instance. This is unique. Because you are the most advanced military system on Earth, the most capable, the most technologically advanced. For us, it's big advantage or opportunity, let's say, to cooperate with you and to get this always to be on the edge of the capabilities.
Ir jauni izaicinājumi. Ir jauni. Es domāju, ka tādā pašapmierinātībā ieslīgt nevajadzētu. Pasaule ir diezgan izmainījusies pēdējos 10–15 gados. Un drošības joma ir tā, kurā nemirkli nedrīkst iesnausties. Varbūt, ka svarīgi ir biežāk kontaktēties cilvēciskā plānā, biežāk sarunāties ne tikai par militārajiem jautājumiem, bet arī par to, kā mēs katrs dzīvojam personīgi.
So as I look to the future, I think that, again, it speaks to how critically important is that we stay focused and continue to build this partnership to the next level. And again, at the foundation of it is those interpersonal relationships, that element of trust. You cannot surge trust. It is not what you say, it is what you do. And that has been certainly my experience in the last 11 years, and it has been reciprocal. The threat has not gone away, and it's not going to for the foreseeable future. And I would tell you the value that the state partnership program has has contributed to building the readiness, the capability of Latvia is worth its weight in gold. When I look at in my rear view mirror at this partnership and what has been accomplished over 25 years, both in country, in the United States and Michigan, and in this country, it is nothing less than amazing and good. And so I look to the future because this is important. And I think that we face continuing challenges. The world is a very dangerous place, and particularly for Latvia.
If we talk about cooperation, so Michigan's National Guards help us build up our capabilities in different domains, in air domain, in land domain, cyber domain at the moment is very important for everyone, and that's this crucial point. And of course, you have a big history, you have a huge knowledge about all of that capabilities. I am unbelievable, feel good what I saw at the last 2 years, how it developed that situation, and particularly with Michigan National Guard.
We get as much as we give, and it is a two-way street. And I can tell you, there have been a lot of lessons learned and a lot of takeaways that we've incorporated into the way that we do business that we've learned from the Latvians. I'm sure you've seen our coin before. I take great pride in this coin, and it says a lot because it truly, partnership, friendship. If you were to define what that really should look like, this is what right looks like. It's Michigan and Latvia.
And in my arms at the moment is a very interesting piece, the coin, and coin of Michigan's state National Guard and Latvian Armed Forces together and on one coin. And I think in the future I want the same feeling continues, and but seriously for us need that, because you are always in a first row with situation how developed at the moment, a lot of capabilities. When we are built from nothing and finally we are announcing full operation capability, that is like a sweet fruit, and we need for everyone that, and we are very proudly about that.
Do you know, somebody is very jealous about our friendship, because how cooperated Michigan with Latvia, it sometimes is not such good in our neighbor countries, and we are very proud about that, how we find the real friends.
They're family, and look, I will move heaven and earth, within my ability to do it, to support them. They know that.
If them guys called me up, I would go anywhere, anytime with that group of soldiers.